NHL 25 is here, and a lot of people are asking themselves, what players do I take out of my pre-order bonus packs in order to build the most meta available team? How do the certain game modes work? How do X Factors work? There are a lot of burning questions and a lot of things to understand about NHL 25. Well, I'm here today to recap my start to NHL 25 Hockey Ultimate Team and provide detail into my decisions and help you make a more informed decision around the players you have. I will also be showing some highlights from my gameplay on my first stream today on twitch.tv/Sapsterr, trying to offer some early insight into the gameplay before I release my later videos, my strategy, my offense, my defense video. This video is just a precursor to all that, so thank you guys for watching, and let's get right into it. When NHL 25 opens up, you're going to be greeted by some wonderful card art. Connor McDavid, Mario Lemieux, Saku Koivu, all different types of cards with different ways of building them. Now, I decided I was going to call myself Slurpee. I've been stuck with that name for a while. That's just what I'm known in the West community. And we go right into it. We open up my starter pack, and I found out that you get a icon and a X Factor player. I got Nico Hischier. I was very lucky. I think he's one of the two best X Factors you can select out of the lower tier X Factor cards. I will tell you guys later who I think the other one is, although if you know who I am, you probably already know. The starter team wasn't really good to start off. I decided I needed to open pack, so we opened the NHL player pack that we get for pre-ordering, didn't really get anything, and then we get into the pre-order packs. For the Hockey is Family pack, I decided to choose the Jones brothers. The reasons? One, Seth Jones is 6'4", 213 pounds, and also Caleb Jones is a two-way defenseman like Seth Jones. They both have good size and they can activate a synergy together just by themselves. I couldn't say the same for the Sedins, who they always make really slow, and I couldn't say that about the Kachucks, who they also always make very slow. So I thought it was just better for me to take the Jones brothers. Again, Seth Jones is very large. Caleb Jones is a decent size. I believe he's the exact same size as Connor McDavid. They have decent speed, and they can take up a pair on their own. I don't play them with each other, but one's a really good left-handed defenseman on my third pair right now, and another one's a really good second pair defenseman with who I picked out of the cover athlete pack, who happened to be Quinn Hughes. I wanted to take Jack or Luke, but I ended up taking Quinn. In the cover athlete pack, I ended up taking Makar, and you might be asking, why would you take Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar? Well, I just think both of them are awesome. I mean, in the cover athlete pack, you could also take Alex Ovechkin. Ovechkin would be fine. He has gold 1T. A little slow, but a really good shot. And then your third option would probably be Austin Matthews. I mean, again, awesome wrist shot. Decent speed at 6'3", 215. Good face-offs. Or you could just go after Peter Forsberg. 6'1", 205. Gold unstoppable force. Good speed and the best face-offs. But for me, it's Cale Makar or bust. That card, if you are not picking him, you are doing a disservice. Again, I decided I was going to pick Quinn Hughes. I wanted to go after Jack Hughes, but then I realized, one, I'm a Canuck fan. I need to go after Quinn Hughes. And two, I knew who I was going to put with Cale Makar right off the bat. In the Hut Wildcard pack, I was going to take Caden Gooley. So I said, I need a second pair defenseman who can do the same job as Makar, but maybe someone who's a little bit better. That's just my opinion. Quinn Hughes. Picked him. I have no regrets, but if you took Jack Hughes, that would be very smart too. If you really need a forward, Jack Hughes is good. But I knew I was going to take Caden Gooley out of the wildcard pack. Matthew Knies is a great big-size winger with decent speed. Close quarters is great, but I still thought Caden Gooley was better. You could also have taken Seth Jarvis. Seth Jarvis has silver 1T, 5'10", 175, so he's not too small, and has really good shot, decent speed. With how one-timers are in this game, I would not blame you for taking Seth Jarvis. But I think Caden Gooley at 6'3", 201 pounds, with he's honestly the fastest defenseman I've seen at that size in this game so far. With 91 body checking, you don't see a lot of physicality stats in the 90s for players who are actually this good. Good passing, good defensive awareness, and he has silver shutdown. I think you're doing a disservice if you do not have Makar and Gooley on a pair together. Now later on, I'll show you what you can do with Caden Gooley and other wildcard cards in a really cool set, so you can acquire an 84 account bound Wyatt Johnston. But first I said I need to open up some packs. So I had 4,600 hut points from the pre-order deluxe pack, and I opened up a couple 2,500 point packs, 800 point packs, and realistically I got nothing. My best pull was Steven Stamkos and Martin Brodeur. If anyone could complain about packs, it's me. I was seeing everybody pulling McDavid left and right. It got to the point where people were getting mad because McDavid was going for 60k and they had a 900k pack out on the market. So the packs and the auction house all really just crashed today. I decided, you know what, I'm just going to set up my strategies. My pre-order cards are good enough. They'll do whatever job. I decided to go with Overload, and I quickly realized I should not have gone with Overload. Overload is not great this year, and I will explain that in my strategies video that will come out on the 11th of October, I believe. A couple weeks from now, after the full launch of the game, but I need to tell you, Overload is not the move this year. But I thought to myself, with the new one-timers, it would be really smart to try it. Then we decided, you know what, we're going to go into the moments. This is in order to get the daily hat trick choice pack. You have to do 7 objectives in order to get this, but once you do, you will be left with a really cool choice pack, honestly, of some players who are currently on LTIR, some legends. My first goal in NHL 25 was a perfect one-timer that was deflected off the shaft of Nico Hischier. So I thought that was kind of fitting considering how the day went. But once you complete all of the objectives, you do go down and you get the daily hat trick choice pack. And your options are the following. You can get a Logan Couture with a Gold Born Leader. Honestly, the best card offensively when it comes to being well-rounded. His physicality is not always there, but he has a really good ability in Gold Born Leader. Always a good ability at the start of the game. Shea Weber is the most intriguing because of Gold 1T. But honestly, all of his stats are kind of lacking. I went with Robin Lehner because I think he's the only card that you could argue that you could use all year. Robin Lehner has Gold No Timer, which I think is perfect for stopping the current meta of D2D one-timers. So I said, you know what, Lehner's going to give me the longest longevity, and if I can secure my goaltending position now, I would be the happiest. Then we decided, let's hop into wildcard. I knew that I wanted to get the Anton Lundell, the Sean Durzi, and the X Factor choice pack at the end of wildcard. So when you play online, you can either get 100 points for a win or 50 points for a loss. The goals you win by does not matter, it's just wins or losses. So I was prepared to sit here for anywhere from 20 to 40 games if I had lost every one of them, God forbid. But I was prepared to sit here and just get through it. I got a little bit confused with the salary cap. I forgot to fill in my right defense, and I almost went over the salary cap. But I knew right away, well, with my defense being so slow, I'm going to take Cale Makar. So the game mode kind of replicates MLB's co-op, where well, it's not you and a friend, but it represents it in terms of it will autofill some players for you and you have to work around it. But the added caveat is that you only have 3 slots and there's a salary cap. So I took Cale Makar, not realizing that he was going to cost so much and that the players that are auto-picked for you also do have a salary. So I said, I'm just going to take the fastest guys. So I took Robbie Fabry, I took Logan Cooley. I decided I was going to bring another one of my own players. I was going to bring Nico Hischier to the party. And then I kind of realized once I filled in the second line, I said, oh, I am not going to have enough cap space here for a right defenseman. Because I recognized real quick that, I only have 1.5 million to fill in 3 spots. Well, that's not going to work, especially when the second line left winger is taking up 600k. So it really does make you think, especially as we get more wildcard spots or as we move on and we have higher salary caps. It makes me think, like, how bad are the players going to be on the automatic players are going to be when we have 90 overall cards. Are we still going to be playing against 70 overall cards, and they're only going to take up a certain amount of the cap? There was a lot of mental gymnastics for me, probably more than there needs to be in such a simple game mode, but it was my first time playing. It's all of our first time playing, so don't mind me. But eventually we got there. We chose Joel Hoffer, and we quickly got into a game, having a good time. We match against Abundant 271 ship, and I said, you know what, let's just jump off and let's hope we win, because you never want to lose the first game of the year, especially if you're a former GWC finalist or a content creator. Your ego's on the line in game one. So first play, McMahon to Sutter to Kupari to the back of the net, and I thought, wow, catch and shoots are going to be the rave again. That was a really nice cut play, forehand, backhand. Goalie was kind of out to lunch on his stomach. Little did I know that it wasn't going to be a catch and shoot meta. Catch and shoots, I did not score on many of them. It was one-timers all day long. We win the first game 3-0. Again, trying D to Ds, as you can see there. We win the first game, shutout, very happy. But then it started happening. I started realizing that the way to score in this game is the D to D one-timer. I had seen it from some of the early content creators who were testing out the game, like Eki and Polgs, and it was accurate. D to D one-timers from Samuel Bolduc are going into the back of the net. The goalie has no clue what he is doing. And as soon as it worked with him, I said, you know what, I'm going to spam D to D one-timers. And honestly, I proved a point. D to D one-timers and one-timers in general are the meta of NHL 25 currently. So for all of you who might be hesitant to take all these one-timers from anywhere, one-timers, even ones that aren't all that powerful, as long as you green it, they're finding a way in, whether it doesn't even have to be powerful. Like this one with Makar, not the most powerful, 81.5 miles per hour. Goalie probably could have stopped it. It goes clean in. There's a couple where I'm shooting it at 60 miles per hour, and it is going clean in. These are just a few examples. This is all like the same game. Makar stopped, but then Ian Cole looking like Ovechkin, looking like prime Elias Pettersson in the dot, going post and in on one knee. Like, who is this man? We keep going. Cale Makar's just going to have a field day. He's from the top of basically the blue line. He takes like a half slapper one-timer, and it goes bar down, 75.1 miles an hour. Not that fast, but it finds a way in clean. Keep going. Ian Cole, you want another one? You want another one to look like Pettersson? Okay, there you go. There's a blast from the point. Goes clean in. The same game. 2 goals. 2 D-to-D one-timers in the back of the net. And these aren't high overall defensemen I'm taking them with. Makar, yes. Ian Cole should not be looking like prime Ovechkin or prime Kucherov or any of those guys in the circle. But, once I found the fountain of youth, I kept spamming it. Find the defenseman in the high slot, just a half slapper one-timer in the back of the net. And again, these are not high overall defensemen, people. These are people that you may not even know. You may not have heard of these people, and they're going in, stats in the 60s. Here's Makar. That one's clean in. There was a screen, but it wasn't very hard. It was less than 80 miles an hour. And remember, this is all in the same game against Overhead Coffee 5. That was 4 goals. And then, as soon as I thought I had it, I hit a brick wall. And the brick wall's name was Uninstall. For those of you who don't know, Uninstall was a GWC finalist the same year I was, 2022 in Montreal. This guy is a really good player, someone I respect a lot, and someone who I've been lucky enough to call a friend. So if you don't know who Uninstall is, look up Uninstall 1L Uninstall on Twitch or on YouTube and follow him. He makes good content. Ben is a good dude, really good player. I wish I had his thumbs. He wishes he had my smarts. Let's just put it that way. So I take a penalty, couldn't get the puck out. He had an extendo poke moment, walks in with Makar and snipes it. I had a breakaway and I missed it. That's hockey. When you have 2 evenly matched players, it's whoever can capitalize on the bounces, and today that was Benny, and I lose 1-0, and that was that. But overall, I couldn't even complain. The game played well. I couldn't score on my chance, and he had a chance that should have gone in. He walked into the slot and sniped it. So you can still snipe in this game. It's just that one-timers are so much better. It's not even funny. But other than that step back, we kept winning. We kept winning games, wildcard games. We ended up finishing the wildcard path rather quick. I think I went 20-3. Very easy. Even if you want to play on Superstar, you can do it, and you can crack it out real fast. But once I got the Lundell and the Dersey, I decided, okay, well, let me open this X Factor pack, and then I'm going to get the Wyatt Johnston. So I started thinking, okay, what could my team need? Well, I thought I needed more forwards. So I decided I was going to take the first man you saw in this pack, Elias Pettersson. Not very often I can say Elias Pettersson is the best choice in a pack, and some people might think Nico Hischier is the best player in the pack, and to that, you could have an argument. However, I was lucky enough to get Nico Hischier in my starter pack, so it was clear to me off the get-go that choosing Elias Pettersson was going to be the proper option for me. I was not interested in another defenseman. My defense were full. I was not really interested in a winger, although I do play Elias Pettersson on the wing. But Pettersson can also take faceoffs. He has 81 faceoffs, and he has a really good ability. I'm telling you, the one-timers are insane, especially on a 1-3-1 power play. You have Pettersson ripping one-timers on the far right flank on a 1-3-1. They're going in all the time. He's 6'2", 176, great shot. If you want to take Hischier, who's 6'1", 175, has better faceoffs, a little bit better skating, obviously is more defensively responsible, that's fine too, but I think it's 1A or 1B in this situation. I took Elias Pettersson. You know, if you really wanted, you could take someone like Robert Thomas. Robert Thomas, you know, also is a good two-way forward. I like his passing, and he has a good ability in third eye. It helps shot accuracies off of passes, for those of you who don't know. Number 4 for me would probably be Lucas Raymond. I thought he was a bit bigger. His size is, but his speed is that of Nico Hischier. He's a little bit too slow for his size. Good ability, though. Cole Caulfield, super fast, really good in offline moments. I just don't think he would replicate well in an online game. He's kind of like a B-tier card to me. Mario Ferraro is where we get into the tier of like, okay, I'm picking you because I know you're going into a set. I'm never actually going to use him. He's too slow for what his size is, and his ability is not great. Mackenzie Weegar, he's kind of like a poor man's Caden Gooley, honestly, except he's smaller and he's slower, so not really ideal. And then Marcel Nobles, I don't know who at EA loves him so much. I know he's a really good hockey player, but again, not a serious, viable meta option if that's what you're looking for. You turn in those X factors, and you can have one of 4 X factors that you will need to collect all 4 of them to get McDavid. So you can either get Nylander, Miro Heiskanen, Adam Fox, or Nikita Kucherov. When you exchange these 4 to get Connor McDavid, you can pick 2 of them to keep as account-bound cards. For me, I would take Miro Heiskanen for gold elite edges and Nikita Kucherov for gold 1T. I think those are the most overpowered abilities. You can put Miro Heiskanen with Cale Makar and slide Gooley down if you want, and you can put Nikita Kucherov on that first line right wing, and he will hammer home one-timers all day. Once you exchange those for McDavid, you get a card with gold wheels, fastest card in the game. His ability costs 0 points. Wheels cost 0 points on that Connor McDavid, so he is definitely the meta card to go after. I'm looking forward to reviewing him and comparing him against the XP Path Jack Eichel that comes out during Season 1. So keep an eye out for that video in about half a month, because we're getting up fast on it. For the early access wildcard set, I was very confused at first. I was like, okay, where are my cards? And then I remembered, okay, Sean Dersey and Anton Lundell are in the inbox. And then I was like, oh, where's the 84? You have to take them out of your team. Now, do not worry, because you will get the Lundell, you will get the Dersey, and you will get your Hut wildcard player back. You do not have to worry. They will come back as account-bound cards, so you cannot use them in a set or trade them or anything like that, but you will get them back and you can use them on your team. So do not fret, do not get scared. You will get back the Caden Gooley. At first I was confused as well, but you do end up getting that back, and you get a really nice player who can play center or wing for you with a really good ability. Wyatt Johnston is honestly one of my favorite cards in the game so far. He plays really good on the first line with Nico Hischier and Elias Pettersson. He's not small by any stretch of the imagination. I thought he was smaller than what he actually is, and the positional versatility is nice. Someone with Make It Snappy, and at this point of the game, when you're free to play, except for the 4,600 points, and you don't have the 85 Gretzky, or you don't have the 85 Lemieux, or you don't have a base Connor McDavid or X Factor Connor McDavid, when you don't have those cards, that Wyatt Johnston might be in your lineup for a while. That's a really good card. So don't worry, you will get those cards back when you exchange them. They're not really exchanges more than they are just pure collecting. So we're finally being rewarded for collecting and not losing items, which is really great. I decided then to go into Rivals. I thought my team was good, and we decided we're going to get qualified because Rivals, just like Squad Battles, lost their weekly rewards, but now all of this stuff goes towards your XP path. And once you get up to level 12, then you're completed the XP path, but I'm nowhere close. At this point, I was level 5 or 6, so we gotta qualify for Rivals quick, and then we gotta start getting stuff for Hut Champs points. Now, I can't believe I went down in my first ever Rivals game. I got beat to the puck by Steven Stamkos, and he went backhand on me, and I'll be honest, I was not happy because I could not score. The gameplay is so slow that I could not adjust to how slow it was going to be. It was hard for me to find offense off the rush, and when I tie this game, it's because of a forced pass. I beat a Quinn Hughes to the outside, and luckily my guy beats him to the post, but I do not feel comfortable at all sending this pass. And then immediately we get another play where it's a breakaway, and I go with the old reliable forehand backhand, and it works. You can also go forehand backhand forehand or backhand forehand backhand. But at this point, I was just like, well, what's my old reliable forehand backhand? And Hischier is honestly a great card. He has the speed to pull away and the length to get around the goalie. We kept going. We went 5-0 in Rivals on stream, and I was just testing out stuff. I was realizing that one-timers were great. Again, the gameplay is slow, so if there's any turnovers, it's hard for defensemen to turn on a dime. So I was noticing that as long as you knew how to score on a breakaway, you were going to be fine. Not a lot of people went manual goalie. Again, finding those cross creases is super important. Passing is super crisp. The one-timer animations are super crisp. Very fun game to play. And as we get into this, you're going to witness Cale Makar go off. D-to-D one-timer, 77.3 mile per hour. That's clean in. You think that's it with Cale Makar? You would be mistaken. Because he would come back and say, you know what? How about another one? Cale Makar is going to walk in. He's going to take that one-timer. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's just nothing you can do about it. That's how meta this is. You can predict it coming, and it's still going to go in. Does not matter. I make 2 passes, Cale Makar, bang, straight in. Less than 80 miles per hour, clean in. Not even stopped at all. No piece, no nothing. Cale Makar just rips D-to-Ds, and it doesn't even have to be Cale Makar. It can be any defenseman. We find this Quinn Hughes. This one gets blocked. I decide, let's go back to Makar. Makar blasts it almost 100 miles an hour. Hat trick on D-to-Ds. I know people might hate me for spamming and stuff, but at that point it was kind of a joke to me, where it was just like, okay, let's see if this goes in, and then it goes in. Again, it's the meta. If you are looking to win right now, rip those D-to-D one-timers and be confident and learn to find those one-timers from all angles. Here, Booley, one-timer in 5-hole. It was deflected off of a knee, but again, you put the puck on net, good things happen. Kept going, another D-to-D. This one gets deflected in. The goalie's nowhere close. The goalies really do not know what they're doing on those D-to-D one-timers. Does not matter. He wouldn't have been there clean if I would have gotten that shot through. But with the deflection, you still can't get there. But that's not the only way you can score. Out of fear of the D-to-D, this guy gives up the point and lets me basically walk in with Makar, who decides, you know what, I'm just going to snipe this. No problem. So I don't want you to have to reinvent the tool belt. A lot of the goals in NHL 24 still do work in NHL 25, but I'm telling you that it is quickly switching to a one-timer meta, and if you do not adapt, you are going to get torn apart. We quickly make it 3-0, and Goon is out of there. Within 4 minutes and 45 seconds, Goon is gone. And this is a person who, at the beginning of NHL 24, I was having fierce battles back and forth with. So Goon is a really good player. I was able to jump on him real quick. But we had a very successful night in Rivals. And overall, NHL 25 is just a really good game to play. I have no complaints about NHL 25 other than the speed and then some of the glitches, but it's honestly a really good foundational building block game. You know, we might have some issues with content in terms of how free-to-play players are going to get stuff for the next couple weeks. It's really hard without the weekly Rivals and squad battle rewards, but we are going to get that Jack Eichel next week. And we're just going to have fun with this. I'm going to post as much content as possible, anything to help you guys. I'm looking so forward to this. If you need help with NHL 25, I will be posting a strategies video. I will be posting daily content. I will be posting cards that you need to watch. I will be posting strategy, offense, defense, anything that I can to help you guys. If you are not in my Discord, join my Discord. Submit content to the submission channel in my Discord, and you might be featured on a SAP Academy video that I post on Tuesdays. I'm going to start posting gameplay reviews from you guys over the next couple weeks. Just trying to help you guys get good at the game and break down community gameplay that I see and explain my thought process behind the gameplay and give advice. This channel is meant to educate people the best way that I can, and that is through me walking through and analyzing every bit of gameplay. So I'm going to make you guys the best players that you can be, and hopefully I will become a really good content creator and make videos forever and ever and ever. And I'm very looking forward to NHL 25. So as they say in my wife's country, Vizon la Tasra, Zia, goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next week. And the guides start real soon. Stay tuned.